So I guess, look, this is a test case, right? Like we are not here to say like Jordan Peterson believes that this is true. We are talking about a specific test case. Like we agree, or not we agree. Yep. You are arguing that makeup is sexualized, high heels are sexualized, right? When they enter a workplace, the workplace has a higher preponderance of becoming sexualized. Right?
Yes.
How do we not then take the next step and say that, ergo, if we want to get rid of sexual harassment in the workplace, that your belief is that women should not wear high heels or makeup in the workplace?
Oh, because there's other potential solutions. People could, you could allow for a certain amount of sexual tension and not act on it in a reprehensible manner. I mean, look, let's say you're married to someone, right? You go to a party. Yep. Okay, you go to a party. Do you ever flirt?
I mean, I don't go to parties.
Oh, okay. Do you ever flirt at all?
No, honestly not.
But do you know how?
But that is, no, not really.
Okay, well,
I'm a terrible
so that's
example.
not so good.
Yeah.
Well, look, one of the things that's enjoyable about the interactions between men and women, even if you're married, is an element of flirtatiousness that can underscore the interaction. Okay, you don't want to get rid of that. It's too tyrannical to get rid of that. But you're playing with fire. You have to know that you're playing with fire. And so there's going to be some sexual provocativeness in the workplace, let's say, both ways. But you're playing with fire. And you need to know what the rules are. We don't know what the rules are.
Okay, how about what if I said it is okay to flirt with your coworker from time to time, but don't grab them in the privates?
Well, that seems, I think we could agree that might be a reasonable start, right? But then, of course, you still have the problem of exactly what constitutes acceptable flirting.
Do you feel like the majority of people then who are sort of in this Me Too movement right now who have been speaking out, I mean, do you really think all of them are saying that you can't flirt at all? Or do you think most of them are saying, you just don't grab me in the privates? Because I just, as somebody who also has read about this, who's studied it quite a bit, who has followed it very intensely, it really does seem like the message is like, hey, don't pull your robe off, don't grab me in the boobs.
No, I think it's worse than that.
You do?
Yeah, well, look at what happened with NBC. Now you're supposed to report your coworkers if you suspect them of romantic entanglements.
That's been true about American, that is one symptom.
But this is a policy now.
It is. It's a policy at one company about sort of this industry-wide problem.
It's a response to it, but it's a bad response. You said, is it only about not being grabbed? It's like, no, it's not only about that.
If it was only about not being grabbed, would you be okay with it?
Well, I'm not in favor of people being involuntarily grabbed. I'm not in favor of sexual harassment or sexual assault, and not in the least. I already told you what I think. I'm a sexual conservative.
Sure.
I don't think people should have sex on the first date. I think they should be very careful with sex, right? So I'm not in the camp of let's grab each other under the mistletoe at the Christmas party, because what the hell? I'm not in that camp. I'm in the be bloody careful camp, and don't step out of line, and don't have designs on your secretary when you hire her. I think that's all appalling. But I don't think we're capable of having an adult conversation about it. Not as a culture, not even a bit.
Let's say that the result of all of this, of the Me Too movement, is that perhaps there are some policies which might strike a sort of civil libertarian such as yourself, or somebody who believes in individual freedom as a bit oppressive, but that women stop getting grabbed in the privates.
I don't think that's what will happen.
This is the collateral damage from that.
Yeah, no,
is that not a win? Is that not a win for somebody who doesn't think that women should be grabbed in the privates?
I don't think that's what will happen.
Why?
Because I don't think that the ideas that are being put forth have the kind of power that will transform people's behavior in a reasonable manner.
Okay, that's very vague. Can you just talk about
it?
No, it's not. You've essentially said, well, I don't believe that the ideas are going to work.
They're not concrete enough.
They're not concrete enough? Yeah. I mean, I think that almost every big media organization has specifically rewritten their policies in the past few months with very concrete examples of things that are not okay. I mean, do you not think that those are concrete enough?
Well, maybe. It's possible. I don't know the policies well enough to be certain. My sense generally is that, what would you say it? Outraged mob activism generally doesn't translate very well into intelligent policy. But, it's possible that
it does lead to change.
We'll see.